One sec. It's a bit of a lag here. Yeah, we'll bring him back in a second. All right, Troy, we are here with the Saskatchewan Thor. That was my self-proclaimed nickname for him yesterday. Troy has been with us, 4 or 5 months now. Crushed it, lost, almost 30 pounds, roughly
Yeah.
6 inches or so off the waist. So really good progress. But I want to actually take you back to the start. You came into my world in 2018, like a while back, and joined coaching in 2020, late 2020. So what was that? What made you finally make the leap and kind of decide to get a coach here?
Um, well, back in 2018, I think when I first contacted you, I was around 180 pounds. Um, Knew I had to do something, obviously, at 5'5", and I guess maybe wasn't really ready to commit to a coach yet. Wasn't really sure how that was going to play out.
Yeah.
So I went at it on my own, um, and did not too bad. I mean, there's a lot of information on the internet as far as macros and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you're really not 100% sure. There's a lot of information out there. Um, I think I got down to about 158 pounds, but didn't really see any physical changes other than the number on the scale.
Right.
Um, and then had some issues with my shoulder, about 5 or 6 different issues, and basically didn't do anything for 6 months. And all of a sudden you're back up to 173, 174, and it's like, shit, I'm starting
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Um, and it just, at Christmas there, I think I ended up initially writing out my goals. I think it was January 5th of this year, sitting in a hotel room in Saskatoon,
Nice.
and just decided, why not? I probably spend that much money on junk food in a month, and
Yeah.
maybe wasn't the absolute best situation to start in, sitting in a hotel for 2 weeks, but um, I had to do something, and I think for me the accountability is huge. When I look at that calendar every day, and it's like an assignment.
Mm.
Get it done, or you fail,
Yeah.
basically. And that's kind of the mindset that I've gone into it with. And I'm very competitive by nature. I don't like to lose. I don't like to fail. And even yesterday, spending 8 hours in 36 degrees. The last place I wanted to go yesterday was downstairs and work out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was nice and cool down there. So uh,
Basements
it
are good for that. Yeah.
maybe wasn't the best workout I've had, but something's better than nothing.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you've been consistent from day one, like Mr. Consistent, and that kind of speaks to your personality. Obviously, it works. So let's talk like non-scale victories. Like you told me before, like your headspace wasn't in the best spot. You didn't feel great. So what were kind of those non-scale victories of kind of leaning out and, committing to this process?
Um, I think one of the biggest things, and uh, back when we first got going, you talked about your why, and a lot of it is children, family, whatever. But I think, without sounding selfish, your number one why has to be you.
Yeah.
And um, it's funny. I pulled out my goals, because if you remember, I wrote them down on some blank paper.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I pulled them out last night. I haven't looked at them since January. And one of the things was getting rid of negative people, sabotagers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I really learned that negativity really rubs off on you,
Oh, yeah.
and you
Yeah.
don't even notice it until you kind of pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
And getting rid of that, it's just a better frame of mind. Getting more sleep, which honestly isn't hard. If you're doing the workouts, like 10 o'clock, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
finished.
Yeah.
I can't stay awake. If I'm on the couch, I am pecking corn. I'm falling asleep.
Hmm.
Um, and I think just the overall activity, just the blood flow and the oxygen, even going for that walk. And, when it's 30 below, yeah, it's not fun to go for a walk. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. I hate that bike downstairs and I won't get on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to find the methods for you. Yeah, we talk about that sleep pressure you have to build up each day, and if you don't get enough movement and push your body, you can kind of lay there restless, like you haven't really earned the day. So that's a
Yeah.
good take home point there that you fall asleep at 10, no problem. Awesome, awesome. I wanted to quickly show your stats if we can, because it's quite remarkable what you've done. Oh, I can see myself there. All right. So like the waist from January to now, massive difference, 6 inches. And then the scale is even more pronounced. That for anyone that's Quinn's getting right in here, sub 200 pounds to lose at this rate is like doing everything right. So at this stage, it's definitely warrants going into maintenance, like we spoke about, maybe putting on a little bit of muscle and kind of eating more and enjoying a bit more food. And that's really the sweet spot you've earned to this point. So that's really awesome. So just the final comment is for someone that, might be considering a coach, but on the fence, not really sure if they can commit to themselves or to someone else. What would you say to that person that was in your shoes, 6 months ago?
Um, just do it. It's the, I never thought that the accountability, um, being part of the Facebook groups would
Mm-hmm.
make such a huge difference. Um, I'm not a social media type person. That's just not me. Um, but I'm on it 10 times a day on those groups. Looking, how are people doing? I maybe don't comment much.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the trainer eyes, when you go on there and you see, a workout, and I get that reminder every morning, remember to do this. To me, it's
Mm-hmm.
like an assignment, and it's almost like, hey, if I don't do this, I'm going to let Mitch down, not just myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you can't get to it that day,
Yeah.
there's always tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I've texted you. I've had workouts interrupted, when I'm on call,
Yeah.
and I get paid well when I get called out, and it makes me
Yeah. You're
mad.
you're taking that. Yeah.
I want to finish that workout. Like, phone me in an hour. Unfortunately, in my industry, I've got to be gone in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, and again, if it's halfway through, something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Um, you just make it work. It's not like it's a drill sergeant and you've got it scheduled every day. There's a free day here and there, and well, just last weekend I had to do 2 in one day, and that didn't have to, but I chose to.
That's
Was it
tough.
smart? No,
Yeah.
it wasn't smart, but I wasn't going to miss that assignment, so to speak.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that really speaks to that. People can find the perfect diet and training plan online, but if they're missing the accountability, both social to a group like we have,
Yeah,
but also to someone, a coach in your pocket, or someone that's you really feel like you want to live up to, not disappoint. Real power in that. Like I use that all the time in different areas of my life because I understand how much value it has. Human beings, we tend to self sabotage without that extra layer of help, and you've really summarized that perfectly for me.
yeah.
Awesome, Troy. We really appreciate you. I'm going to shut down the live video here, but we can wrap up really quick on my end. I just want to